Welcome to another what I eat in a week for dinner. Welcome. Anyway, I'm just gonna turn the camera on and cook and see what happens. If I have any recipes that I follow or use for inspiration, I will link them down below in the description. But other than that, just have some fun and we can get started. Tonight for dinner, I want steak. Marinated some, let me go get it. Got it. A few hours ago, I took some of those sirloin strips or tips, like the long little skinny pieces of sirloin, and I marinated them in barbecue sauce, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Threw in the fridge. These have just been chilling. The grill is out preheating right now, so I'm gonna go and slap these on there. I have to be quick about this because I am almost out of propane. Ooh, that's how cold it is outside. What does that remind you of? What movie? The movie is Cool Runnings, when they get to Canada and they can see their own breath and they look over to Sanka and they're like, "What are you smoking?" And he says, "I'm not smoking, I'm breathing." It's just a little funny thing I say to myself when I can first see my breath for the first time in the season. So if I'm with someone, I will say the line, which usually just kind of goes over their heads, but it's a classic. Next time you can see your breath, maybe you'll be reminded of Cool Runnings, and maybe you should watch it because it's a great movie. Got some water on now for my Brussels sprouts. I love having Brussels sprouts like this. My mom always used to make them like this. I do like them roasted, like fresh Brussels sprouts roasted, but frozen Brussels sprouts, the way that I'm going to make them is so delicious and simple. Got some salted water here. Bring them to a boil, cook them till they're done. I like them a little softer, so I let them go a little longer, but do whichever you gotta do. My little brussies are done. Drained, fully cooked. While it's still piping hot, I put some butter in here, flaky salt, pepper, some white vinegar. Give these a toss all around. I'm gonna finish it off with a little extra virgin olive oil, and we're good. And I have some of my mom's macaroni salad, which I am so excited about. It is so delicious, but really it's nothing too special. It is special because I love it, but really very simple is what I should say. It's just mayonnaise, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, elbow macaroni or whatever short pasta she can find, and cucumbers. Sometimes she'll put cheese in here. And there's dinner. Probably doesn't look extremely appetizing, especially these Brussels sprouts, but they're so good. Don't believe me? I will show you. Not too bad. I'll see you tomorrow. Today, I'm gonna close the shade a bit. I want meatloaf. I've been thinking about it all day and it's time. And I think I want some egg noodles. I haven't had egg noodles in years. Maybe a vegetable, I cannot think of one. Maybe carrots or broccoli. We'll see. This meatloaf is not how I grew up eating meatloaf. It is how my grandmother makes it. And I always get a kick out of it because I don't like green peppers, and this meatloaf has green peppers in it. I don't know. I don't understand. I just eat it. My oven is preheating to 375 Fahrenheit. First thing I have to do is saute my green peppers and onions. I just have some salt and pepper in here, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of butter. Ooh, and I'm gonna add some Worcestershire sauce to this. And I just cook them for a few minutes until they are soft. I've got some 85-15 ground beef in here, salt, pepper, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I actually don't even know if this is my actual grandmother's recipe. It's just how I remember it, so we're kind of winging it. Grammie, if you ever see this or hear this, I'm sorry. Some ketchup, saltine crackers. My peppers and onions, which I probably made too many of. Whatever. It's all going in. I don't have an egg, which I probably would put in here right now, but I don't have it, so I'm gonna put in some Dijon mustard, see if that helps with binding. Gonna mix her all up. Can't deal with it. I need my hands. Clean hands. I have my little baking dish here. I just sprayed it with some nonstick. Try not to make a mess of it. Just plop my mixture in. I'm gonna put this into my preheated oven for, gosh, I never make like a smaller one. I'm gonna start with a half an hour, see where I'm at. And then at the end, I'm gonna top it with a topping, and it's the best part of it, honestly. My glaze for the meatloaf, I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of people do, and I don't know if it's different for some people. I'm using brown sugar and ketchup, but I don't know if some people use barbecue sauce. It's a really healthy glaze. That's it. I don't think it's quite ready yet. I'm gonna pop it in there for maybe another 10 more minutes, but I drained it a little bit. But I'm gonna put my little glaze concoction on now. Let this cook for a bit, and then I'm going to broil it right at the end so it gets a little crunchy and crispy and yummy. I just put this on broil and I wanted you to see. Look at that. There we go. Now for my broccoli, just frozen broccoli, let it boil for a few minutes until it's done, drain it, and then we shall pick back up with it. Right in goes some lemon juice, or a lot of lemon juice if you're me. A good little knob of butter, some salt and pepper, some good olive oil, and that's it. Got my noodles. Butter. Lots of butter. A little bit of garlic powder, just a little bit. Got some dried parsley here that I'll just toss in there, and some salts. I feel like the first slice is always difficult. There's dinner. Have to try the meatloaf first thing. It's so good. Can you marry yourself? Oh my God, this is a meal. I will see you tomorrow. Tonight I am trying to be resourceful and I'm gonna go with leftovers. So I figured I'd make like a meatloaf sandwich. I have never had one and I feel like I don't even know what you put on a meatloaf sandwich. Maybe it's just like whatever you want, but this will be my version. Got my cold little slab of meatloaf here. In my head, meatloaf sandwich has to have cheese, but also I'm pretty sure traditionally meatloaf sandwiches are eaten cold. Am I wrong? I don't know. So I am going to put some cheese on top, and one for me. It's the Cabot Alpine Cheddar. Delicious. I'm just gonna throw this in the microwave and nuke it. Toasted up my buns. I feel as though I need a saucy component, so I'm using some mayonnaise. Get this on here nice and toasty. I also feel like I want pickles on it, so I have my little cornichon here, my favorite Tillin Farms. Delicious, and it kind of feels like I'm just making a burger actually, so it is what it is. Crown your king. I think that is a delicious looking meatloaf sandwich, and some more of my mom's pasta salad that I had in the fridge, and that is dinner. I feel like it's also gonna be a mess. Oh, that meatloaf is so good. This is hitting the spot. See, leftovers don't have to be scary or disgusting. I'll see you tomorrow. I feel like I want a casserole, but I didn't plan very well because I am now scrounging around for ingredients. I did have a chicken breast I needed to use, so I roasted that up earlier. Just seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of paprika. Shredded it up, good to go. My oven is preheating to 350 Fahrenheit, and we can throw this together. I feel like I might need a bigger bowl. Chicken. Oh, I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. As I was saying, chicken. Just some broccoli. This is just frozen broccoli that I cooked and chopped. Had some onions that I chopped up and sauteed. Just a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Really wish I had some celery. I feel like that would be really good in here, but next time. I have some more of that Alpine cheddar cheese that I just cubed up. Lots of cheese. Some cream of mushroom soup. Gonna throw some mayo in here. Gonna mix this up and see how liquidy I have it, because I do want to add some rice, and how much I add depends on how much I got going on in here. That looks good to me. Gosh, this thing weighs 7,000 pounds already. I'm just using some minute rice. The only thing I put in here that is uncooked is rice, but it has to be minute rice. If you are putting any sort of pasta or like a long grain rice or something, I would either par cook it or cook it all the way first. This will cook in the oven with this liquid, so we're good here. And I really never measure. I just kind of go with whatever looks right. Looks good to me. Season it up with some pepper. Let's see, kosher salt and garlic powder, some lemon pepper. Casserole dish. I think this is like 8x8. Get your mixture in here. Nice and sloppy, lunch lady style. Oh, I'm glad I'm cooking for just myself. I'm gonna be having this for... What is it? What's the matter? Even layer it. I shredded up some more of that cheddar cheese. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on the top. Cover it up. I want to trap all of the heat and steam in there so that rice has a good chance to cook. Pop this into my preheated oven for, I'll start with like 15 to 20 minutes. You want to hear that bubbling. You want everything inside to be majorly heated through. Take its little top off, then let it cook for probably another 5-10 minutes. And if I want to get it a little bit brown and crispy on top, I'll throw it on a broil. Oh yeah. Well, that took much longer than I thought. This was in the oven for 45 minutes. I hope I get like a good cheese pull. Well, that was anticlimactic. Oh my God, it's still so hot, but like, oh. All from scrounging around in the fridge and the pantry. And I made a very scrumptious dinner, so I will see you tomorrow. I do not feel like cooking tonight and I really wanted a sandwich, so I got the bag. I went to D'Angelo. I'm pretty sure that is like Maine, New Hampshire, so sorry, but I mean, I got a steak and cheese. And I added onions and pickles, so I'm really hoping this is everything and more because I have been thinking about this all day. Oh. I don't think my body is ready for this. That's a sandwich. Oh, and there's a pickle. And of course I had to get my Miss Vicky chips. What movie does that remind you of? It reminds me of The Parent Trap, the Lindsay Lohan one at the end where the grandma says, "Hello, pet. You may call me Aunt Vicky." So every time I see these chips, I call them Aunt Vicky chips. There you go. And I also got a cookie. I love an M&M cookie. So that is dinner. I'm very excited. I need to put all of the comfy clothes on and I need to go watch Bake Off right away. So thank you very much for coming along with me this week. I hope that you got something out of it. What's something that you had for dinner this week? I love hearing what people are eating. I will see you in the next one.